Homemade cakes are delicious treats that are often passed up for boxed cakes mixed in canned frostings, or even supermarket cakes. Most people are intimidated by baking cakes or have no idea from where to start. Hello everyone, my name is Brooke Kennedy, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to bake a cake. According to the Institute of Career Research, cakes are most frequently sold items at bakeries. Wouldn't you like to know how to bake your own cake for a special occasion or to save a little bit of money? I've been an avid baker for years and a current culinary student studying bakery and pastry arts. These are step-by-step instructions on how to make a simple, homemade dark chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting. It's an easy recipe that will create a wonderful but elegant cake. You must remember that making a cake from scratch takes a lot of time and patience and exact measurements. But in the end, it's worth it. A homemade cake is not rocket science. It is a somewhat long process, though. And so if you think you can complete it in an hour, you need to think again. First things first is you have to make sure you have time to make both the cake and the frosting. If you're going to make it the same day, make sure you bought all of your ingredients the night before. This particular cake will take 2 hours to 3 hours with cleanup. It's also good practice to set up your cooking area ahead of time. Clean counters and ingredients set out is always an excellent way to start. We'll start with the main ingredient, the chocolate cake. This recipe is from allrecipes.com and calls for 2 cups of boiling water, 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of softened butter, 2 1/4 cups of white sugar, 4 eggs, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. To start, you're going to boil 2 cups of water on the stove. Then you'll preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and grease 3 9-inch round cake pans. Then you'll need to take out 3 bowls. In the first bowl, you're going to pour your boiling water, over the cocoa and whisk it until it's smooth. Then you're going to put that mixture off to the side to let it cool down. In the second bowl, you're going to sift together flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Set this aside as well. In the last bowl, you're going to cream together the butter and sugar until it's light and fluffy. Then you're going to beat in your eggs one at a time and then stir in the vanilla. Now add the flour alternatively with the cocoa mixture. After each pour, you're going to want to make sure that you mix it completely. Then you're going to spread your batter evenly between the 3 prepared pans. You're going to place the prepared pans into the preheated oven and bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. When you think they're done, pull them out, stick a toothpick in, and if it comes out clean, meaning there's no cake batter on it, your cake is done. If it's not, push it back in for about 3 minutes and then check again. When they are done, pull them out onto a wire rack to let them cool. While your cake is baking, it's a good time to make the frosting. This recipe is also from allrecipes.com, and it's very easy to put together. You're going to need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, half a cup of softened butter, 2 cups of sifted confectioner sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a medium bowl, cream together the cream cheese, and butter until creamy. Mix in the vanilla, and then gradually stir in your confectioner sugar. Take a taste test to see if it's too cheesy for you. If it is, just add a half cup more confectioner sugar and mix it until it's smooth, and you should be good to go. Once you're done, just put it in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Now that the cakes have been baked and the frosting made, it's time to assemble. Make sure the cakes are completely cooled, though, before you start. If not, leave them alone. A warm cake is more likely to be crumbly since it hasn't fully set. According to the textbook of Culinary Fundamentals on cooking, once your cakes are cooled, you should take a paring knife and slide it along the walls of the cake pan. This will loosen the sides and allow the cake to fall out when you flip it over onto a keyboard or plate. Once you've done this, now you're going to cut off the top of the dough of the cake. You're going to set your cake on a firm surface and get a serrated knife. It's the one with the ridges on it. You're going to place one hand on top of the cake and then rotate rotate it 45 degrees as you place your knife in to the center. Keep rotating until you've made your way all the way around. And then lift the dome piece off and discard it, or you can always use it as nibbling pieces. You're going to repeat this on the last 2 layers. After you've done this, you're going to take the frosting out and put a dollop on the top of the first layer. You're going to spread it around evenly. Take the next layer, place it on it again, and repeat frosting the layers. Lastly, on the top layer, you're going to take 1/4 of the frosting and add a tablespoon of milk to it. This will make the frosting thinner, and you're going to create a crumb coat that's going to work at making so your frosting doesn't get any crumbs in it, as well as keeping the moisture into the cake. Once you've done this, you're going to place the cake into the fridge for about an hour to let it fully set. When you're ready to begin working with the cake again, you'll bring it out and finish by adding a nice thick layer of cake. You're going to start with the top, working the frosting way out of the center, and you're going to cover it evenly, moving down the sides. If you want to add berries, shaved chocolate, or even pipe decorations, now's the time to do it. And once you're fully finished, remember to refrigerate until you serve. I have now explained the steps of baking a cake. It's a long process, but the moment you take the first bite, you'll realize the joy of making your own cake versus buying from the bakery. It's just a bunch of steps, and as long as you know how to do them in the correct order, it's quite simple. It's a wonderful way to bring people together and can create quite a story to tell your guests of the adventure that it took to make the delicious